Hi, everyone, and what a great day it is, and welcome to another episode of the Quiver podcast. Tonight, it's just me and Brian. Say hi, and
Hi.
yeah, and um, what a what a win! What a
Ganito
win by
pala
the
dapat,
Archers.
ganito pala dapat, hindi lang isang kamay. Dapat, parang Jacob Cortez after the game, ganito dapat. He
Yeah,
was doing it, hindi siya
what?
sinabi yan eh.
Oh, yeah, what a win! We talked about this. We'll talk about the game a little bit more, but uh, the tension was palpable in the in the Smart Arena at the Coliseum from both sides. Like they know very well that this is the worst case scenario for both teams, right? They know this is, and we talked about this during the Quiver Quickie that there's only one game that's worse than this. It's a Game 3 Ateneo Lasal finals. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, there's so much pride at stake here. There's so much on the table for this game, and we're very happy that the Green Archers came away with a very big victory. But also credit, of course, to the LaSalle crowd for never backing down, for always staying with the team throughout the times when, especially when we were down by 11. And more importantly, the same cheerleaders that we have, the Animo Squad, it will have their cheer dance competition this Saturday. That is November 29. And they need our support here. They need us to also show up for them, as just as how they showed up with us during during the season. And it's important. It's more important now to show up, especially as we are now officially in the final four. Brian, none of us expected to be this far off. None of us expected to be fourth place. We in the season prediction, we thought we would be number one or two, with definitely with a twice to beat. And now we're gonna come in a little bit difficult. So maybe before we start a review of the game, maybe you can share with us some of the comments some of our listeners mentioned.
Yes, for sure. So una si Al Pacino on Instagram, sabi niya, Ateneo ba? Ateneo Su. And you probably know what's coming next. Ateneo ra. You spell those syllables together, kaya nabahala dyan. Next one, si Miko Manalo, he said, bye-bye, see you next year, guys. I guess this one's for an Ateneo listener segment. Because I think some of them watch this. So if ever they find pag masyado silang bored sa buhay nila and they find their podcast, you're welcome. Yeah, this may not be the show for you. I mean, itong episode na to. Next one from Elmer the Adventurer. Sabi niya, Jacob is back from the slump. Varus is speaking at the right time. We will check if Varus will become available next week. Well, wala pang word. But I suspect he would be because it's not a DQ naman eh. From what I recall, it's a Tech and Unspo mix, which is similar to Naruka. So, pag suspended si Boris, tas di suspended si Naruka, medyo dapat di na tayo magulat kahit may inus pa din dapat tayo dun. Francis Luis Pasigan said, finally we avoided the chaos. That's what Gio was just saying to start the show. Like, we didn't really like this game, sabi niya sa Quickie, na parang, alam mo yun, it's just one of the factors, that the chaos lurking if we ever slipped. Thankfully, we'll never know that how that chaos would look like. Blazers Pulse, of course, not a good result for them today, CSB, needing that extra game for Mapua, but at least consolation, Lasal winning. Sabi niya, V12 Mike. And last one is the Sandbox Kid, si Troy. I remember him. Naalala ko, nakita natin siya no first round ng Lasal Ateneo. He said, we eliminated two foes with one win. Parang buy one, get one. What a deal. Yeah, because of course, with this win, wala rin yung FEU. I mean, they were also eliminated in the process because they would have been our next opponents had we dropped this game to Ateneo. So those are the fan feedback straight from the game, of course, via Instagram. Yan yung version ng fans ng fellow fans natin na Quiver Quickie. So thank you guys for always engaging and we see you. Appreciate all your messages there. Yeah.
All right. All right. And I think sige, before we do a quick going into the episode specifically, right? Like this game just will go down as an absolute UAP classic, and mostly because the expectation on our team was so high coming into the season. Um, the pressure was absolutely intense on both sides. And let's talk about the game now. Let's go and talk about the game very quickly. Right now, if you take a look at the first half, you could feel the tension. Ateneo ended the half up by one. Lasal ended the first quarter up by two, and both teams felt very tentative, coming at least during the first period, and you could absolutely feel it because during the time that Divine Adili was out, most people would have expected that the Archers would have capitalized on that. Brian, what are your thoughts on that? Like the nip and tuck first half, and not being able to capitalize on Divine Adili being out.
Okay, first of all, to make it clear to every fellow fan watching this episode, nasa-skim ko lang yung first half because I had a work meeting, remote work. So, I was focused on that meeting. Pero nakikita ko, at least, and binalikan ko ng highlights, it was that crazy game that no one seems to pull away from. Whenever we had answers inside, Ateneo will find a way to strike from perimeter, which we expected. We mentioned that in the preview. And medyo frustrating nga na when Adili was not on the court, we couldn't really keep producing. Alam mo yun, may advantage na hindi ma-maximize. And I guess it has been our sickness sometimes. I also remember this moment nung FEU game second round when Konate had to sit down for foul trouble. Dun tayo parang naging mas perimeter oriented kung kailan hindi dapat naging ganun yung approach. So there was this feeling of deja vu in a sense. But the good thing about that was after all of that, we could have been down by 5, we could have been down by 8 kung nagkalat talaga. To be down by 1 after leading by 2 in the first 10 minutes. Okay, medyo konting disappointment, but you're never out of it. Kasi remember, in our first round meeting, they pulled away in the second quarter. They expanded their 3-point lead into 17. So sabi ko, at least ito 1 point lang. It's finally in the balance. But I guess we're going to talk about the second half, and that's where it quite looked similar to how that second quarter in the first round went. So, ikaw, Gio, tanongin kita, like, you were in the venue, did you feel that sort of deja vu in the third quarter when Ateneo started punishing us with Adili inside, cleaning up, and at the same time, yung tres ni Jared Bahino pumasok in to make it 10 points. I was like, oh, this is going to be nervy. We're not out of it then. Pero parang I don't want to put ourselves in another hole that we're just putting at that moment.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Like there's a lot of things to unpack in that, right? Like number one, in the first half, we actually defended Ateneo very well, to the point that all of the trees that they were making were contested trees. They would have been like, there was that worry in my mind na teka lang, bakit ba parang hindi nauubusan ng swerte tong Ateneo? And I mean that not as an insult to them or anything, but because we were defending, we put our hands up on them in every possession, and they kept shooting the ball with under 5 seconds in the shot clock, and it was always going in. So there was a part of me na parang, I'm glad we're only down by one. I genuinely had that feeling. But here's the other thing. Going into the third quarter, I was speaking with a couple of people, with Willie, who was right behind me, and si Mark Tan, who's an avid viewer of this podcast. Is that we were joking na parang sana lumamang ng Ateneo ng 8 points kasi dun magigising yung Lasal eh. Like, just go on a little bit of a run, go up by 6, 7, 8. I didn't say 11, but just go on a bit of a run para magising yung team to get the nerves out of the way. But of course, that's a very risky proposition, right? Because um, to go up by that much in a game that's nervy could go both ways. We're just joking around, parang sana lumamang tayo, or alam ko, hindi tayo lumamang, sana Ateneo goes up na lang. And spark something in the boys to wake up and hopefully turn this game around. And that's exactly what happened. I don't think I was ever nervous when we went down by 11 because I knew we had a good run in us. I knew that we gave Divine Adili all those points, sure, but we knew what we were getting to a place where you were defending him very well. At the start, when Mike would blitz and Divine would get an open basket or would get an offensive board, something like that, fine. But if you notice that towards the fourth quarter, all of those started to disappear already because we had figured out the defensive scheme with Divine Adili. And in fact, we were playing such great defense on the inside, which ultimately led to two crucial steals, which we'll talk about a little bit more once we reach the fourth quarter. But that being said, going down by 11 in the third quarter and coming back and I think how many points were we down at the end of the third? 4 points lang, diba?
Or
We're only down by
yes, it's
yeah, we're
still
only down by 4.
56.
Yeah. Which was traditionally Ateneo's good quarter and a quarter that we've struggled with. You like the odds coming into the fourth quarter being down by 4. I think that's kind of where we are.
Yeah. Especially with the number of fourth quarters we dropped nung lamang tayo, it was nice to see something na dikit. Because I remember, diba, that's the criticism the team faced throughout the season. We've kind of slipped through many fourth quarters before this game. So if we are behind, we have that motivation to make it a game. And I guess that's where the team looks to be most comfortable with. And yun nga, maganda yung pambungad natin ng fourth quarter. It was
That's
Voris
right.
with the quick basket. Yes, Jared Bahay hit a three. I'm not sure if it was his last point or kung meron pa. It looked like it naman. Regardless, Jacob responded with 5 quick points, and
Yeah,
I
including
think
the
from
big three.
there, yeah, and from there, I think yes, it was still back and forth, but I knew that the experience the squad had, the togetherness they have, plus the wealth of Final Four experience, the boys, the veterans of our team have. I was really just assured at least na kung matatalo tayo, it would take a lot of execution from Ateneo to do that because, and it could be to their credit if they pull it off kasi nga we have this we have this countless mileage in this 10 situations compared to that Ateneo team that we have to mention first time to miss two in a row since the 90s ng Final Four. Has to be mentioned. Everything that history making nila, we have to mention that. Uh, of course, in light manner. Just so yun. I
Yeah.
favored us as well. And yun nga, Jacob Cortez. We've seen this in his San Beda days. He can make tough shots. And that shot to make it 76 to 72 was really the icing on the cake. I know there were the Mike Phillips free throws then that added the cushion. But that moment, kasi diba, 72-74, anything could still happen. If he couldn't convert in that possession, we are vulnerable to getting a Macbello moment once again or whatnot. So,
Yeah.
ikaw, Gio, as that fourth quarter was unfolding, how, nagsushoot ka pa ba nun? I mean, what are
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
he's
Well,
taking
yeah.
photos and all that.
No, of course, you have to shoot, right? Like that's the point of
Yes.
the media pass. But I want to talk about a few things. Like number one, throughout the entire fourth quarter, LaSalle was giving Ateneo the worst shots possible. It was always with the shot clock winding down. It was always with a baseline drive or what have you, or a drive, or we force Escobar to the left. He turns around, goes to the right, fadeaway shot, still goes in. But you gotta credit the defense. That's the first thing. The second thing you want to credit LaSalle was on offense, we were executing really well. How many times was Makalalag wide open? How many times was Earl wide open? The defense was great. And parang, if you think about that, yun yung pinanghahawakan na lang natin na parang, teka lang, as long as we trust the process, then we'll probably make this a good game, right? Parang that's kind of where we are. But of course, tayo, like as fans, like we were very worried. Kasi the shots were going in for Ateneo and sa atin, hindi. And then, lo and behold, Jacob Cortez shows up in a game that traumatized Ateneans 20 years ago, traumatized them again. No, more than 20 years ago. Actually, technically 24 years ago na nga yun eh. And traumatizes the Ateneans all over again. What a performance by Jacob Cortez. But the balls to even do that, right? But that's not to even do that. I want to talk about very quickly just the final set of sequence, the last sequence of the game. The first one was someone from Ateneo tied it. Who was that? Who was that player?
Espina. Waki Espina.
Espina. Yeah, Waki Espina tied it, which I thought was a travel. Apparently it wasn't. But again, great defense. So Waki Espina ties the game at 72 all. LaSalle goes down, executes a perfect play. JC Makalalag is wide open. Again, another proof that we're doing really well. Makalalag's wide open. He misses the shot. Great shot, missed. Mike tips it in. We're up 74-72. Fantastic performance. On the other hand, Jacob gets the steal. Great defensive play to read Jared Bahay's play of going inside after the Ateneo player cut the ball, cut, and then goes down and does the most Cortez thing ever, going 1-on-1 with Waki Espina. If you look at how the Archers defended it, they intentionally you had Earl in the corner, you had Makalalag on the other corner ready to hit a three, and you had Pablo and Mike Phillips down the baseline ready for a drop pass. Like, imagine that. Imagine how they knew exactly where they had to be. And the balls for Jacob Cortez to come in and pull up balls of steel up 72-74. Then, on the other end, they do a cross-court pass from an inbound play, which we all know is a bad thing to do. So that was probably a mistake on the side of Ateneo. I'm not sure who the inbounder was. Mike gets the ball. He is fouled while getting the ball.
Lazo.
And he makes 2 free throws. Yeah. And he makes both free throws. He banks the first free throw to everyone on Green Archer Nation who say, why don't you boarding na yun, guys. Binording niya na. So again, credit to Mike, who I must say acted more like Shaq than Wembanyama again, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we need to see if we can see if we have a chance to win the game. So Mike ices the game. We're up 6, and then 2 3-point shot attempts by Ateneo that missed, that seal the Final Four appearance for LaSalle. So that fourth quarter sequence was insane, and for LaSalle to take it on. Ikaw, Brian, you were watching it from home. How were you feeling during that time?
I have to kasi una work, pangalawa pagmalas. Yeah, it was tense. I was having my dinner during crunch time. So para alam mo yun, kabado ako. My heart rate again was above 100, 120s nung 70, 72 mga ganun sequence. So I was having my dinner, just trying to calm myself down with food. And then when that Jacob Cortez shot was in, sabi ko, yes. I mean, I pumped it, fist sigh of relief. Wala na akong katabi. So, walang closed fist punch doon. Pero, it felt compelling to watch at least. Sabi ko kung neutral ako, kung wala akong sinusupport na team doon sa dalawa, that's a good fight. Like, in the final minute, it was level. The Ateneo crowd was in full voice chanting "Get that ball" on TV. Syempre live, it's playoff atmosphere vibe. But on TV, parang sabi ko, it's sending down shivers down my spine. And And to have our players perform under that pressure, it means that they are they are they're focused kasi 'di ba may mga moments in the season where di pa nga ganun kaingay siguro pero parang they look lost or they look indecisive. In this moment against Ateneo where a loss could really put your season uh on the line kasi dalawang playoff games pagdadaanan mo just to get number 4. So we avoided that and we really have to shout out Jacob Cortez. There was this footage we see online na umiyak siya during the UP hymn. I think kasi medyo nakaiyak yung UP hymn, yung melody na. But apart from that, I guess it's from the struggles because it was the third or maybe even the fourth game he really struggled if we count the NU game as well. Parang since the NU game where we lost, we are seeing comments sometimes in our videos, sometimes through Facebook and the forums. Parang we tend to do well when Jacob Cortez does well. And of course, this game shows that. And when he doesn't perform, parang alam mo yun, na titipify niya what kind of performance the team would have because if he struggles, the team somewhat struggles. But that wasn't fully true in the UP game. So I guess sana sa part ko napagpag na niya yun. I mean, siguro it's a confidence issue or it's just malas din eh. Kasi 'di ba, some of his shots halfway down and then it would go out pa. So parang for a player, that would be disheartening. I mean, you put in the effort, that you make the shot, that is your shot, and then you don't see that falling. May makikreep yung doubt eh. Parang you sometimes think that do I still have my game? Is it still, am I still worthy of starting? Yung mga ganyang moments. And for him to rise above this is the perfect time for Lasal now because we still have battles, unlike FEU, unlike Ateneo. We still have battles. We still have NU coming up. And to have these two big wins come in the space of 4 days, it's a big boost for the team. Kasi hindi naman madali yung wins na tinrabaho ng team yung wins. But at the same time, the way they really worked and executed to get those wins, that's a commendable effort. And Jacob, quick to deflect attention from him. Sabi din niya sa video interview with One Sports, if I'm not mistaken, or the UAP socials. He said everyone played well. So that's a sign of a good team leader. I know he's not the captain, but definitely as a point guard, he commands the team. So yeah, we have to give him his flowers and hopefully not for the last time this season because that means when he plays well, more often than not, Lasal wins.
Yeah, I wanna add one last thing before we we close out on this topic is that um what I was thinking of during that period is buti na lang tayo yung lamang. And what I mean by that is even though Ateneo at some point in time si Ateneo na naghabol sa atin, right? And at some point in time,
Mhm.
pag si Ateneo naghabol sa atin, as long as we always had the possession to push the lead up. And
Yeah.
I'm just so glad that the team had put ourselves into that specific position, which I think is the most important thing at this which is one of the most important things for us moving forward. And yeah, what a win. Like I think side note, during the quiver quickie, when we were looking for a place to shoot, Willie and I said, yeah, can we sit down? Can we just sit down and like was just so tired. Like the game was extremely tiring emotionally, even physically. It was physically tiring. And even after we shot that episode, we sat down again somewhere and we're like, just couldn't move. It was such a very tiring game. I think I can only imagine what it was like for the players as well. Boris was in the locker room, literally waiting for the players to come back, and hopefully he gets a chance to play in the next game. We'll also have EJ Goliana back in the next game. Um, Hopefully LeBron Diep is back as well. Can't promise that, but positive sign where we saw Kian warming up with the team earlier. So he maybe I don't know what the prognosis is, but hopefully there's a good chance that the team will move forward with this. All right, we will have a different episode for the Final Four preview. when we're a little bit more complete, I suppose is the right term. Pagod pa kami lahat.
Yes, yeah.
Um, we'll have another episode for
Si
that. We'll
Willie
have
baka
another.
naligaw pa, eh, 'no? Baka naligaw pa si
Uh,
Willie.
yeah, we'll have another episode of the film room to cover this as well. But the schedules out. The game will be at 1:30 on Wednesday. So there is a step
1:30.
ladder. Yeah, there is
Oo, file niyo na
another
yung
step
leave niyo.
ladder.
I-file niyo na yung
Uh,
leave niyo. Yun ang masasabi ko kasi ako hindi ako makapunta. Self-exile
yeah.
ulit ako. Ayoko na mag-media room ulit. Sa bahay na lang.
So
Are you
there's
watching ba, Gio? Baka may
yeah,
mga
yeah,
mag-text kayo
yeah.
sabihin.
I hope I'll be able to watch. Do my best
Yan,
to watch
file
that.
your leaves. Yan,
Yeah.
that's that time of the year. File your sick
Oo.
leaves kung naubusan na kayo ng VL. So, wag na lang
Yeah,
kayo
no,
mag-train.
no. My boss was like, okay, what leave? What ano yung leaves niyo for December so that we know who's in the office, who's not in the office. I wrote, if there is a UAAP game, I am going on half day leave. So at least ando pa ako ng umaga, diba?
Yeah, so
Make of
sabi
that.
nga,
Make
hindi
of
lang
that.
si Gio yan. Maraming magsasama.
Make of that what you will. Okay. Quick one. From us. So right after the game, did the women's team win, Brian? I think they won,
Yes, by
right?
1 point.
I think they won by 1 point.
73-72.
Yeah, so they won by 1 point, and the best part there is that we took our time while waiting, while just calming down, and we were looking at our Ibarra watches. We were looking at our Ibarra watches to tell us if if like we had enough time, or like if it was time for us to go already. Yeah, Ibarra. Uh, Ibarra Manila would be one of our sponsors. Every time piece you buy supports the DLSAA Athletic Scholarship Fund, helping the next generation of Green Archers chase their dreams. Elegant, timeless, and rooted in animo. That's Ibarra. So thank you, Ibarra, for sponsoring us. So Final Four is set. And we play NU on Wednesday. Just want to give a quick shout out to um, to Mr. Ricky Espiritu and Miss Rowie Espiritu. Thank you for being fans of the podcast. Parents of Sophie, lovely seeing you guys there, and we hope that we get to bother you a little bit more as the season progresses. Our backs are against the wall. They have been against the wall since we've lost twice to those three straight games: the NU game, the Adamson game, and the FEU game. And the only thing that I found comfort in today was, even if we lost, after this game we can't lose anymore. Win or lose after this game, we can't lose anymore. So, and
Yes,
I
yeah.
had a lot of comfort there. I felt a lot of comfort there personally. And now it's now time for us to cheer for the boys as we go into can't lose territory. Can't lose anymore. We have to win 2 straight against
Definitely.
NU. Then we go into the finals, hopefully. And
Doon tayo magkaka-extra live ulit, if ever.
extra life ulit tayo dun.
Doon na lang.
So,
Oo.
yeah. All right. So that's it for the Quiver podcast. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our pages. We have the best Dasal content for you guys. And thank you for listening. And Animo Lasal.